Imagine a guy so massive he made giants look small. Now double that. That was Markus Rühl, a bodybuilder who never won the Mr. Olympia, but still earned worldwide respect thanks to his absolutely unreal size. When he stepped on stage, you had to look. It was impossible to ignore those insane shoulders, the freaky muscle separation, the sheer volume. He was a walking, breathing colossus built out of flesh, bone, and pure fiber. A lot of people call Ronnie Coleman the greatest of all time, and honestly, they're not wrong. But when it comes to raw, unfiltered mass, the name that pops into everyone's mind is Rühl. And no, that's not an exaggeration. Even Ronnie himself admitted how shocking Markus looked. In side-by-side comparisons, titles or not, Ronnie could actually look smaller standing next to him. That tells you just how monstrous Markus' physique really was, built through years of brutal training and next-level discipline. So, had you heard of Markus Rühl before? Did you know that many consider him the ultimate mass monster in bodybuilding history? If not, buckle up because this German legend story is going to blow your mind. Markus wasn't just big, he was grotesque in the best way possible for bodybuilding. He pushed the idea of extreme size to its absolute limit, with muscles that looked like they were straight out of video game. Every single part of his body seemed to be in a league of its own, like he didn't belong to the same species. It was shocking, fascinating, controversial, and sparked a ton of questions about how far the human body could really go. And yet, offstage, the guy was a total sweetheart. He was funny, laid back, and loved poking fun at the crazy side of bodybuilding life. That contrast between the freaky monster on stage and the chill, goofy dude behind the scenes made fans love him even more. It's why, to this day, he's remembered so fondly by bodybuilding fans around the world. Now that you get the kind of impact he made just by stepping on stage, let's rewind and ask, how did it all begin? How did an ordinary kid from Germany end up turning into a titan of the sport? Grab your pre-workout, and let's dive in. It all started far from the bright lights of bodybuilding. Markus Rühl was born on February 22nd, 1972, in Darmstadt, a quiet city in Germany. As a kid, he was just like anyone else, full of energy and big dreams. His biggest passion? Soccer. He'd spend hours on local fields, chasing the ball with his buddies and dreaming about making it as a pro. And it wasn't just a hobby. He was good. Like really good. Fast, competitive, strong for his age. If things had gone according to plan, we might have been talking about a soccer star instead of a bodybuilding beast. But life had other, much bigger, plans for him. One day during a match, he messed up his shoulder pretty badly. One of those injuries that changes everything. The pain was bad, but the heartbreak was worse. Just like that, the dream of going pro was gone. And here's where most people give up, but not Markus. As part of his recovery, doctors told him to start physical therapy. That's when he first got introduced to weight training. At first, it was just rehab, trying to get his shoulder strong again. But as time went on, something changed. He started liking it, then loving it. With every rep, every session, his body responded. Muscles grew. Strength came back. His self-confidence, which had taken a hit after losing soccer, started to rebuild. And slowly, a new dream began to form. Building a body so powerful and impressive, it would turn heads everywhere he went. Just imagine, if he hadn't gotten injured in that game, would he have ever stepped foot in a gym? Would he have become the giant we know today? What started as simple rehab quickly turned into something way bigger. The moment Markus Rühl entered the gym, something clicked. Every completed set felt like a small victory. And when he realized how insanely well his body responded to training, he went all in. It was like he had just discovered a whole new identity, the builder of his own body. The gains came fast. His arms thickened, his shoulders exploded in size, and the guys training next to him couldn't help but notice. Even the gym coaches were blown away by how his genetics responded. It wasn't long before Markus went from the dude rehabbing a shoulder to the massive guy who came out of nowhere. The gym became his new playing field, and he was ready to dominate it. But it wasn't just about lifting heavy for the sake of it. Markus wanted to understand why it worked. What made muscles grow? What should he be eating? How many reps were best? He dove into the science like a madman, buying books, reading articles, listening to old-school lifters. It was like he was trying to crack the code of hypertrophy and use it on himself. Discipline became second nature. He trained hard, ate with precision, and tracked everything. Markus knew it wasn't just about going hard. It was about going smart. And that mindset, that mix of scientific curiosity and athletic grit, made him stand out. Nobody else around him had that laser focus or that fire in their eyes like someone who had just found their purpose. He also started showing up at local competitions, not to compete, not yet, but to observe. He studied the athletes, the judges, the posing routines, the strategies. He wanted to understand the game from the inside out. And with each show he watched, it became more obvious. This was where he belonged. It wasn't just about building mass anymore. It was about becoming the best. Can you imagine the level of focus and patience it takes to transform your body to the absolute extreme? Markus wasn't messing around. He knew bodybuilding was like a precise science if you wanted to go far. And he was ready to pay the price. After years of brutal training and obsessive learning, Markus Rühl felt it was time to show the world what he had built. In the mid-90s, he entered the competitive scene. Time to leave the gym behind and step into the spotlight. And right away, in 1995, he made waves, winning the Bodybuilder Cup in both the heavyweight division and overall. His name started buzzing among the big dogs. That one was a clear sign. He was ready for bigger stages. Markus' physique stood out because it was so far from average. He wasn't just big, he was colossal. Every body part looked oversized. And in this sport, that's not a flaw, that's a flex. By 1997, just 2 years after his breakthrough, he hit a major milestone, earning his IFBB Pro card. Getting that IFBB Pro card was a game changer. From that moment on, Markus wasn't just another promising name. He was the real deal. He started going head-to-head with the best in the world, and even among the elites, he stood out. Sure, his physique wasn't the most polished, but his size spoke volumes. He was the very definition of a mass monster. The peak of his career came between the late 90s and early 2000s. During that stretch, Markus Rühl solidified himself as one of the most iconic figures in the bodybuilding world. He didn't win every contest, but he never went unnoticed. His stage presence was absolutely hypnotic. He was the kind of athlete fans couldn't wait to see. Even without a Mr. Olympia title, he achieved something far rarer, the eternal respect of the fans. A lot of people say he was one of the most underrated athletes in the sport, mainly because his physique wasn't classic, it was monstrous. And for many, that's exactly what made him so special. What do you think? Do you feel like he deserved more recognition on stage? Markus' appearances at shows became legendary. Whether it was because of his freaky shoulders or his charisma during interviews, he always left a mark. You just couldn't ignore the guy, physique or personality-wise. That made him not just an elite competitor, but a true character in the world of bodybuilding. But a bodybuilder's journey isn't only made of glory. With a physique that extreme, Markus inevitably attracted attention and suspicion. In 1999, one of the biggest controversies of his career hit. He was disqualified from Mr. Olympia for using diuretics. The news dropped like a bomb in the fitness world, especially since Markus was right in the middle of his rise. Diuretics are substances that help the body shed water, making muscles look drier and more defined under stage lights. It's common, but highly regulated, and in this case, he got penalized. It was a tough blow, but even then, he didn't back down. He stayed in the game, head held high, determined to prove his worth all over again. That wasn't the only criticism he faced. Some accused him of using synthol, an oil that artificially inflates muscle volume. People said his shoulders were so round and huge they had to be fake. But Markus always shut that down. He swore his size came from genetics, food, and insane training sessions. Despite all the controversy, he never lost the support of his fans. Quite the opposite. People connected with his honesty, his humor, and how open he was about the behind-the-scenes side of bodybuilding. He never pretended to be something he wasn't. He was always just Markus, a dedicated athlete, obsessed with results, willing to push his body to the limit, and sometimes beyond. These controversies also raised a deeper question. How far is too far when it comes to professional bodybuilding? Is it really worth doing whatever it takes to chase the perfect physique? Through it all, Markus kept pushing. He faced the criticism head-on and never stopped competing or inspiring other athletes. His story shows that sometimes enduring the storm matters just as much as winning. And the truth is, very few athletes came out stronger from tough situations like he did. For all the ups and downs, Markus Rühl lived some unforgettable moments in the sport. One of the biggest highlights of his career was competing at Mr. Olympia, the biggest stage in bodybuilding. He showed up multiple times, but his best placing came in 2004 when he landed 5th. That might not sound like much to some, but at that level, it's huge, especially with the kind of physique he brought to the stage. The crowd always had a soft spot for him. Even when the judges didn't put him in the top spots, the audience exploded the moment he stepped out. Why? Pure outrageous size. Markus was massive. His shoulders looked like alien spheres, and his back had a thickness and density that left people speechless. He was the kind of athlete who didn't just impress. You remembered him. One of the most unforgettable moments in his journey happened in 2002 when he won the Night of Champions, one of the most respected shows in the IFBB. That night, he was just unreal, a complete monster. His performance was so dominant that many still say it marked the peak of the mass monster era in bodybuilding. He didn't just win, he owned that stage, walked up like a tank, and walked off as a legend. That 2002 physique became a benchmark. Fitness magazines used his photos as the ultimate example of well-crafted extreme mass. Bodybuilding forums lit up for weeks, debating his vascularity, muscle separation, and sheer size. It was like Markus had reached a level that few even dared to chase. And the truth is, he became the blueprint for anyone aiming to break past the boundaries of traditional aesthetics. Even without a Mr. Olympia title, he became an icon. Few athletes are remembered so fondly by fans around the world without ever standing on that first-place podium. That just shows how his impact went way beyond rankings. And that brings us to one of the biggest wins any athlete can have: lasting respect and admiration from the fans. Markus was raw power and stage presence. True fans of the sport know some physiques define an era, and his, easily one of the most unforgettable. If you were a judge back then, would you have ranked him higher? After years at the top, Markus Rühl eventually decided it was time to step away from the stage. In 2010, he announced his retirement from competition. But it wasn't really a goodbye. Far from it. Markus stayed active in the bodybuilding scene, now with a new mission: to share everything he'd learned. And that's exactly what he did through a series of legendary DVDs showing his training, diet, and behind-the-scenes life as a pro. Those videos blew up, not just because of the insane physique, but because of the real person behind it all. Markus let fans into his world, showing his daily routine, how he ate, how he trained like a beast, and how he still made time to laugh with friends and family. That openness made fans connect with him on a whole different level, beyond trophies, beyond stages. And even with all the fame, Markus stayed grounded. He valued family, close friends, and kept things simple. He never let the spotlight go to his head, and that just made people admire him more. He was the kind of guy who'd stop for a photo with any fan, take time at expos, and always answer questions with honesty. No ego, no filters. After retiring, he stepped into roles as a coach, businessman, and mentor for upcoming athletes. He launched his own supplement line, and hit the road as a speaker at countless events. He helped a ton of beginners find the right path and avoid common mistakes, and always brought that classic Markus humor along for the ride. Listening to him talk with that straight-up, funny German style, unforgettable. Markus Rühl's legacy is more than just medals and stage wins. He represents an era of bodybuilding built on boldness and pure mass. His physique became a reference, his dedication became a standard, and his honesty earned him respect. He showed that you don't need to be a champion to be unforgettable, to leave a mark on the sport's history and in the hearts of the fans. So tell me, what impresses you most about Markus' journey? The insane size? His humility? Or how he stayed true to himself no matter the pressure around him? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear what you think about this legend. If you enjoyed this story, smash that like button to support the channel, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next videos, and turn on the notification bell. Here we tell the craziest stories in bodybuilding with honesty, respect, and a whole lot of love for this incredible sport. And if you want to keep the energy going, just click the card on the screen or the link in the description to check out the next video. Thanks for watching all the way to the end, and I'll catch you in the next one.